Around yourself
Okay,
and then
now
to
it's.
me. All right, I'm going to start off with a quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson. He said that the universe is under no obligation to make sense to you. So black holes are they aren't talked about very much in society, and they are very confusing. So my job here today is to try and clear some of that confusion. I've given a speech on black holes before, so I think I have some experience, and hopefully, black holes seem pretty interesting, so hopefully it piques your interest. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit of facts and history behind black holes, actually traveling inside one, what that would be like, and some recent discoveries that have been made about it. So a black hole is a closed surface through which gravity prevents light from spreading. So there are two main theories for how a black hole is formed. So one is where just a star collapses within on itself and becomes very dense, and that's the main part of a black hole being formed, like taking something like very massive and keeping its like size or its mass but making it very small. Like for example, if you wanted the Earth to become a black hole, you'd have to like keep it the same mass but condense it to the size of a basketball. So that seems pretty crazy. And then there's another theory that a star turns into a type 2 supernova when it explodes, and then it gives off one last burst, giving off a bunch of energy, and then it also collapses in on itself and creates a black hole. So, black holes were discovered by John Mitchell in 1983 using escape velocity, and then about a century later, Albert Einstein's theory of relativity really opened up the gates for black holes. So now that we know a little bit about black holes, we're going to take a trip inside one. So the thing about going inside a black hole is there is no escape. We're all going to die. So it'll be long, hard, and very difficult. But luckily, the people on the outside won't be able to see us die, because after a certain amount of time, you will eventually just stand still to people on the outside viewers, and you will eventually just fade away. And that is where the event horizon is. And the event horizon is the surface at the black hole where no events can be seen past this point. So this could take a very long time, multiple hours, so it could be very stressful. And then once we reach the singularity, black hole will slowly rip us apart in a thing called spaghettification, which is an actual science term, which I find pretty interesting. So we made it out of the black hole, which is cool. So now we're going to talk about some recent discoveries that have been made. So through the 60s and 70s, these two people named Stephen Hawking and Jacob Bekenstein had this little feud. Hawking believed that black holes didn't have temperature, so you couldn't apply thermodynamics to them, but Bekenstein did. And he wrote a theory about this, and he said in one of his articles, it is clear that the changes of a black hole generally take place in the direction of increasing area. This is reminiscent of the second law of thermodynamics, which states that changes of a closed thermodynamic system take place in the direction of increasing entropy. And in the end, Bekenstein was actually right. Black holes actually do produce heat. So take that, Stephen Hawking. And recently, scientists have used an antenna to find gravitational waves in a black hole. And on August 1st, 2017, they discovered a black hole 1.8 billion miles away by reading their gravitational waves. And it's called Virgo. People thought that like matter, information cannot be destroyed, but the thing about that is black holes actually destroy information. So it's called the black hole information paradox, which still hasn't been figured out. But Stephen Hawking had a theory that the information was replicated before in the black hole before it was destroyed. But sadly, Stephen Hawking died before he could finish that. So hopefully, now that I've talked about a little bit of facts and history behind it, going inside one, and talking about some recent discoveries, that black holes make a little more sense to you. So thank you.